Good morning, dear students. How are you all? Dear students, today we are going to start about the force, push and pull. Oh, this ball is stationary. It is not moving. How can you make this ball move? Yes, by hitting with your foot. If you hit it strongly, it moves quite a lot away. But if you do it very slowly, it goes just nearby. So when you push, you move the thing away from you. Now, let's see how can we take a thing closer to us. To bring a thing closer to us, we require to pull it. So when we pull it, we bring the things closer to ourselves. So a force is a push or a pull that is exerted to move the things. So dear students, do remember, push or a pull is a force and it is used in daily life. It is used to move a stationary object. It is used even to stop an object, and it can be used to change the direction of an object. Not only this, it can even slow down the fast moving object. So, this is the role of the push and pull in the force. So, dear students, using the push or pull, we have the effects of force. A force can change the shape or size of an object. Let's take an example. We have an inflated balloon. Now we put some force into it. We push into it. See, the shape changes. Now, second, a force can make a stationary object move. See, a big lorry, it is not moving. But when we apply collective force, it starts to move. So, a lorry would be moving only when the force is applied. It is stationary, but it starts moving when we exert force on it. Now, thirdly, a force can even change the direction of a moving object. See a batsman hitting a ball? Now, by hitting a ball, changes the direction. Force can even be used to stop a moving object. See a footballer, a goalkeeper stops the ball with his forces of his hands. Now the last, a force can increase or decrease the motion of an object. See, if a car hits another car from the back, what happens? Immediately the speed tends to change. The speed increases. It depends on the intensity of the force or the push that takes place. See, if you are taking a swing and your mother is giving you the swings here, if she is exerting a force in the opposite direction, what is going to happen? The speed is going to increase. But what happens when she pulls it back? If she pulls it back, then the speed is going to slow down. So always remember, force can increase or decrease the motion of an object also. So dear students, these were the effects of forces. Dear students, always remember that a push or a pull is called a force, and this is used in our everyday life. So force, as seen earlier, can be used to 1. Move a stationary object. Stationary means the one that is not moving. जो move नहीं कर रहा है, उस object को move करने में help करती है force. It can even be used to stop an object which is moving. आप क्रिकेट खेलते हो and when you are holding a ball, आपने कैच ले लिया. तो कैच लेने का मतलब क्या हो गया? आपने जो एक मूविंग ऑब्जेक्ट था उसको पकड़ लिया, उसको स्टॉप कर दिया मूव करने से. Thirdly, it can even slow down the fast moving object. अगर आप ब्रेक लगाते हो तो क्या करते हो? एकदम फोर्स से ही ब्रेक लगती है बच्चे. Automatically the speed gets controlled due to this brake. Now बच्चे, let's see. It can even change the direction of a moving object. See, अब आप क्रिकेट खेल रहे हो, right? जब आप क्रिकेट खेलते हो तो बॉल इज कमिंग टू योर बैट, तब आप एकदम फोर्स से ना उस बॉल को हिट करते हो, तो द डायरेक्शन इज चेंज्ड. So this means the force can move a stationary object. It can stop an object which is moving. It can even slow down the fast moving object, and even it can change the direction of a moving object. I hope these effects of force and uses are clear to you. Now, dear students, let's start with the different types of forces. You know, there are many different types of forces, but some main are frictional force, gravitational force, magnetic force, electrostatic force, muscular force. First of all, let's start with the muscular force. The ability of the muscles to push, pull, or strike or hold something with total force is known as a muscular force. Now, dear students, when we talk about the muscular force, we are using the ability of our muscles. We are using our muscles to pick up the heavy objects. You know, we use our muscles for running, for walking, for picking up something. Even the animals use the muscular force for carrying the heavy loads. They use it for plowing, for pulling the cart. Now, dear students, let's talk about the gravitational force. Did you ever think whenever we fly an aeroplane, why does it always come on the earth? Why does when an apple falls from a tree, it falls on the ground? It is all due to the gravitational pull of the earth. You know, the earth pulls everything towards it. Because of this force, we are even able to stay on the ground. Earth pulls everything towards its center. So this is only due to the gravitational pull that we are able to walk on the ground. Now, dear students, we will be studying about the frictional force. The early man is rubbing two stones, and when accidentally he was rubbing two stones, he saw the sparks. And you know how the sparks came? The sparks was due to the friction between the stones. Now let's see one more example. Now the cold weather is going on, so you can rub your hands. Rub your hands gently and then harshly. When you rub your hands for a minute, you will see that you have a warm feeling. Do you know why this warm feeling is coming? Due to the frictional force, we feel the warmth generated from our hands. So the friction between your palms make you feel warmer. You know, the friction has come from a Latin word that is to rub. So when two surfaces come in contact with each other in such a way that they rub or chafe against one another, friction occurs. And this force is known as the frictional force. Remember, if we have a smooth surface, less friction is there. But if the surface is not smooth, then like the surface you can see here, then the friction is greater. Dear student, let's see the types of force once again. When we lift an object, we apply the muscular force. Next is a mechanical force. जितनी भी हमारी मशीन्स होती हैं, चाहे हम सीजर्स को यूज़ करें, चाहे कोई पुली को यूज़ करें, चाहे कोई भी मिक्सी को यूज़ करें, they are using a mechanical force, right? Now, the earth exhibits which force? The gravitational force, by which it can pull everything towards it. As I explained you earlier, because of this force, we are able to stay on the ground. Now, dear students, we also have done the frictional force. I gave you two examples. One is rubbing of the hands, one is the rubbing of the stones. So always remember, a rolling ball stops after some time only because of this frictional force. We are able to walk on the ground. This is also because of some portion of the frictional force. So, bache, now let's talk about the elastic force. A rubber band regains its original shape after releasing the force. Just take this example. एक रबर बैंड ले लीजिएगा, उसको स्ट्रेच करो और स्ट्रेच कर जब आप उसको छोड़ते हो ना, तो एक तो आवाज़ बहुत ज़्यादा आती है and then it regains its shape again, right? So this means this force is an elastic force. Next is the buoyant force or the upthrust force. An upward force is experiment when we push an object in water. This force also acts on us when we enter into the swimming pool. जब आप स्विमिंग पूल में एंटर करते हो, एकदम there is an up thrust, आप ऊपर की तरफ आ जाते हो. This force is particularly the buoyant force. So बच्चे, you should be remembering there are some other forces like magnetic force and the electrostatic force.